Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me today, as always, the one, the only, the person I'm most grateful for, Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. I've been looking all over for my red light pin, and I can't find it, so I'm just aging rapidly into this recap.
Did you look in the red light district for it?
I did, and I left limping. What the heck?
So while Ronnie looks for his red light thing, let me tell you about what's going on over here, which is that we are through almost all of the tour. I think we're definitely at the halfway mark for sure. So next week we have a triple header. We are going to Boston at the Wilbur, then we're going to Detroit to St. Andrews Hall, and then Park West in Chicago. 3 amazing shows. Chicago is pretty much sold out. We'll let you know if we can release any more seats for that. But thanks to everyone who bought tickets for all of the shows. Really, we're gonna have so much fun. We'll have announcements about what shows we'll be covering later this week. Keep an eye out on our social media for that. And then in May, we are going to Austin, we are going to Dallas, and we are going to Las Vegas. We've never done a Vegas show, so that's going to be wild. Our first ever Vegas show. And then we are hoping to have, we do have 2 more shows that we are adding, but we are waiting for confirmation on the dates before we say anything more. But there will be 2 more cities added to our itinerary. So go to watchwhatcrappens.com to get your tickets. That's where you find links to everything, including our Patreon, patreon.com/watchwhatcrappens. If you want to go there directly, you can get access to things like our weekly bonus episode. And we are recapping The White Lotus. We had a lot of fun recapping this week's episode. And my heart was so warmed when I saw a video on Instagram of Guy Talk, the actor who plays Guy Talk, singing, I like the way you work it, no diggity. I was like, is there anything Guy Talk can't do, right? So he's wonderful. And go check out our bonus episodes because we have so much fun with them. And watch us on video with Crappens On Demand. Hi, everyone. You can see us. So with that all being said, let's talk about The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion part 1. Ronnie?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. What'd you think, Ronnie?
Pretty infuriating episode, but it always is when it's the final, what do I call them that? The Fox Force, whatever they are now. Fox Force 4. Is that how many of them are left? I guess it's just 3 left now, right? Fox Force 3.
Yeah. The Fox
kind of going
4.
at people, and then Kyle victim-y, and but you know what? I love to yell and scream and rage, and so that's what I'm here to do today. Party! So it's going to be a good day for me.
Yeah, it was a very rage-inducing episode. It was funny at first, but then when they really started to go for Garcelle, it made me so mad. Really, the turning point was where Erica said that Garcelle was not interesting, which we all are like you are the last person to talk about this, okay?
Hey,
and then from that point on, it was just
Shut
like
up.
seeing red. Yeah, it was just seeing red the whole rest of the time. But
stop saying seeing red. I can't find my red light wand. So
sorry.
Here we are, reunion part 1. The cars are arriving in Hollywood, and the producer's checking with Kyle, of course, first because she's the star. And they're like, "How you feeling, Kyle? Did you catch up on the episodes? You a lesbian yet?" And she's like, "That's not funny. You know what? This hasn't been very fun to watch. And there's so many snakes in the grass." No one did anything to you, Kyle.
No one
Literally,
did anything to
no
Kyle
one did
this
anything
season.
to you except ask you a couple of questions. Calm down.
Kyle is so activated. Like, literally, you're right. There was no storyline that was like, let's take Kyle down. It was Dorit. She had issues with Dorit, which were settled halfway through the season. And then Garcelle deigned to ask 1 or 2 questions about Morgan Wade. And now she's all super activated about it. She is so over the top. I think the reason why she's really mad, truly, is because this was supposed to be her divorce season with Mauricio, and instead it became Dorit's divorce season. And I think Kyle is furious, and she's so angry, but she doesn't want to say this is supposed to be my divorce season. So she's just like channeling it out on, projecting it onto everyone else. Like, there's so many snakes in the grass, not letting me have my storyline. But I think that's what it is.
Yeah. I just think she's an asshole and she needs to be a victim because that's her thing. And don't worry, she'll get it. But today she came in fighting. She's like, I'm going to fight today with 20 pounds of fake hair on my head. And so she, you know, she did her thing and she did it in a really awful outfit. I mean, my God, who dressed you? I mean, tell me what happened? What happened there? It's like gold sparkles, and then it's kind of cut off, and then there's that flesh looking material that's not the same color as her skin, and it just looks
it was
so
like
bad.
It was so like C3PO wanted to go to the club, you know? So
C3P, no ma'am. I was making an N.
Hey bitch.
No. C3P, no.
C3P, no. C3P, ho.
No.
And no. Okay, this just in from the Robot Press. No, C3P. Robot Press, you do not want to get a bad write-up in the Robot Press, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. They're like, that outfit is not conductive. So next up, Bose comes, and she brought a gallon of water. Like, Bose reminds me of coming to parties with M&Ms in my pocket. Like, what if their food sucks? You know, you always have to have something. Like, I always have to have something to eat just in case. And Bose doesn't think they're going to have water at the reunion. I mean, how have these people treated Bose all year that she thinks she needs to bring her own water? Bless her heart.
Well, there is like a low key tradition of watching reunion episodes where you see people say, can I get something to drink? I'm just like really parched up here. So maybe she's seen a lot of that. She's like, there won't be a problem for me. I'm bringing a hydro jug. So
I wish she had pulled it out from behind the couch. Well, she was like, you can't make accusations like that. Hold on, please.
She just brings in a sparklets thing right behind her, and then just like a giant, like bendy, like camelback straw that comes around. She's like, excuse me.
She's wearing one of those hats on her head with the beer inside and a straw coming down on the side. She's like, pardon me.
Must stay hydrated. I invented water.
And Dorit's not comfortable. She's like, just get me into glam, please. Please, it's been a long ride. Don't look at me in my jogging pants. Please. Don't look at me until I've had glam.
So Sutton goes into Garcelle's dressing room, and she's like, well, I got you a reunion present. And Garcelle's like, oh, that is so nice of you to do that. Yeah, it's actually a cake for my mother in the shape of a middle finger. It's really, really rude. I just have to do it in order to keep her love.
I paid for it with 30 pieces of gold, which I was paid to betray you in this reunion.
Ooh, I like that she has her own musical singer. She's like, I'm not going to wait for Bravo to do this.
So it's 14 times for Kyle. Guy is 14 years old. About how old she acts during most of this reunion. And Garcelle got a vibrator. That was the gift, right?
That was the gift. Yeah, I forgot about that. She got a vibrator. Kyle also
literal fuck you gift. A literal fuck you gift.
Yeah. Kyle is trying on new personalities today. So today's personality is that she is going to be into crystals, which she never was, but whether it was Kung Minkoff or the rocks.
Let me see. I wonder where she got into crystals. Would Morgan Wade happen to be into crystals? I wonder.
What are the odds?
Yeah.
Should I look it up, Morgan Wade crystals, to see if she has like a where she's like,
I really love crystals. Sometimes what I do is I put the crystals on my windowsill and I hope for baked beans. I suffer from anxiety. One thing that always helps me, crystals. Crystals help me.
Crystals. Morgan Wade crystals. Let's see.
Crystal content.
It just says it's Crystal Kung Minkoff articles. What the hell?
I'm looking through Morgan's her Instagram. So far, it's only allowing me on the desktop. It's only allowing me to see like a few pictures. Okay, let's see. She's got. I'm sure there's stories. I'm sure it's not on her grid, but I'm sure there are stories that are like crystals.
Let me tell you, I looked up to just have better luck to find it without having Crystal Kung Minkoff. I looked up this time Morgan Wade crystal addiction, thinking someone that really likes crystals, and it said AI Al, as I call her. Al says there's no indication in the search results that Morgan Wade has a crystal addiction or any addictions beyond her past struggles with alcohol. I wasn't saying crystal meth. Jesus Christ.
Wow. Did Kyle Richards write that AI? There's no indication that she has any sort of addiction. So I really would appreciate if you just don't talk. She did not sign up for this internet. Okay. Like you can't talk about her.
I am kind of worried though, because now that I'm looking at this, her albums are Puppets with My Heart, which I don't really get, Reckless, Psychopath, and Obsessed. Are you writing anything that's not about Kyle lately? Jeez. So she's not married and does not have children except for Kyle. Okay. I can't find anything about Morgan Wade and crystals.
I know. I'm like still trying to get onto her Instagram, but since I'm doing it on the desktop, it's like I have to go through like so many different like hoops to sign in. I'm got to go to an authenticator. I'm literally losing my mind right now, and I'm like just trying to find some crystal content, and it's like I'm mad.
Let me see her crystal content. Okay, I'm on her Instagram now. She's playing the guitar a lot. She loves to sit and play, which, you know what? I respect that. I would not stand and play either. I don't understand people who stand and play the guitar. She does push-ups. She puts her hand through her hair a lot. And let's see, no crystals so far.
She has a huge bicep. I'm so jealous of her body.
God. Her arms and her back are fucking amazing. Jesus, I have a crush on Morgan Wade. I'm going to start DMing Morgan Wade right now. She's got a Frenchie with a cigar in its mouth. It's healthy.
Does a Frenchie count as a crystal?
She loves her friend. She has a really cute Frenchie. Let's see here. We're not supposed to talk about
what'll be so
Morgan
disappointing.
Wade. That's very anti-LGBTQP that Kyle said. We can't talk about that.
I will be so upset if it turns out that Kyle got her crystal thing from Faye Resnick.
Ew.
It's like Faye Resnick was like, I'm really into crystals right now, and I told Kyle, you gotta charge them in the sun. It brings a great energy. And I'm like, oh man, all this time I thought it was Morgan Wade, but it's just Faye Resnick.
Yeah, I went through Morgan Wade's entire Instagram, did not find one crystal. I did, however, find a lot of flannel. So there's that. Okay, so
oh, you know what I found? Oh, you know what I found here on Morgan Wade's Instagram? Kyle's wardrobe from the past year. So it looks like this is Kyle's entire stylistic look is right.
Kyle's personality mood board is on Morgan Wade's Instagram.
Oh, here, you know what I found? Kyle's personality right here, Morgan Wade's Instagram.
We go into the room, into the reunion room. Well, first it's the dressing room, and he's like, "Hi, Kyle." So he goes in to say hi to her, and he asks her about the double standards because she's asking other people to share, but she won't share. And Kyle's like, "Oh, really? What have we seen from Garcelle's life?" And Sutton, she has a sustainability line. Cool, Sutton. Great.
Kyle? What? Kyle, she just doesn't even realize anything happened in Augusta. She was like, yeah, like we went to like Georgia for some reason and like had like a meal, then went home. Like, thanks for the free trip. It's like
no suicide storylines. Yeah, nothing happening with Sutton at all.
We went shopping for like furniture in some random lady's house, and then Sutton cried about it. I didn't even understand. Like, thanks for showing us that you like furniture, Sutton.
Yeah. So, and let's face it, nobody has the most exciting storylines. It's like personally, like nobody's really doing that much. Garcelle, listen, and somebody commented today, you guys have been complaining about Garcelle's beach house storyline for years. Like why are you so hypocritical? Well, yeah, but the point is we've always said that. It's not like we've stood back from that. We've pretty much taken the stance that she's really good in the group scenes calling people out. That's what she's great.
Yeah.
With on this show. Her alone scenes do kind of suck, but so do Erica's, so do Kyle's, so do Dorit's, so does everybody's on this show. So give me a break. It's not about that. The point is that Kyle has something that people are asking her about that she's not talking about. If Garcelle had all these boyfriends and she was refusing to talk about it, that would be one thing. But the point is, Kyle, you have something that you're like calling the paps for publicly to get all over any press that you can, and then you won't talk about it on the show, and then you get on everybody else about sharing their life. It's about you being a hypocrite. Do you understand?
Yes.
It's not about anybody else's storylines being good or not. It's about you being a fucking hypocrite as usual, Kyle. Okay?
Yeah. And then the added soupçon of Erica Jane coming onto this show. Erica Jane, who we've never seen one of her actual friends who's not like paid for, coming on here talking about how Garcelle is not interesting and how she's asking who is Garcelle dating or sleeping with. And we've literally never seen Erica go on a date or be romantic with anyone. Admittedly, she is technically still married, but the point is she does a lot of talking about guys she hooks up with and this and that. And we don't see anything. We barely even see her son. Okay.
Yeah, we've never seen her son. And also the rumors about Erica are that she's fucking Tom's friend, Jim Wilkes, that lawyer in that lawyer in Florida, or at least has something going on with this guy, that he's paying for her house and helping her out. And there's, there's a reason she's not completely destitute at this point. We never hear about him. We never hear about what's going on with you. And how long did you spend lying about all the stuff going on with Tom and trying to get, Tom an alibi and everything on the show? And what's the defense? I forgot this word last week too, which I think means I'm getting it. Oh, a dementia defense and all that shit last year. Quiet down, frozen ma'am.
Yeah. Well, either way, TLDR, Kyle is a hypocrite, and Garcelle's beach house, not interesting, but at least she's trying to give us something. At least she's like, all I've got is a beach house and Black Girl Missing, and that's really all I can give you at this point.
And at least she bought it herself. She's got 2 homes that she got herself from working, which we see on the show. Erica, bring on, Draggy Balls Tom again, please.
Yeah.
So then, Garcelle and Sutton are talking about, seeing TMZ in the airport, and Garcelle's like, yeah, well, they saw me in the airport and they said that Kyle said we were good. And I said, huh, are we? Wow.
And furthermore, no. So then Andy visits Dorit, and he's like, hey, Dorit. She's like, hi, Andy. And he's like, how are you feeling today? She's like, I don't want to feel leaving tonight thinking, oh, shoot, gee, I wish I had said that. I want to say everything with as bulgy eyes as possible tonight.
So then we go to people making their way to the stage, and Garcelle is wearing some crazy jeweled bodysuit dress kind of thing that she's got gloves, and she's like, I can't even use my phone. And Kyle is dressed like she's auditioning for that roller derby show on Netflix, whatever that was called.
Glow, shine, something
Glow,
like that.
Yeah, Glow.
Glow.
And Erica's asked who, what'd you say?
Glow, she really loves that show, but to be fair, she thought it was about people's foyers.
So Erica is asked about her dress, and she's like,
I don't know who made it. Some random designer. I had it made.
I hope they got paid first.
Well, they're in jail now.
I don't know. They made it for me, and then I whipped up some charges, and now they're in Sing Sing.
Yeah. Had some friend at the Secret Service frame them, had their adoption ruined, and had them thrown in prison for a while. Oh, you know how it goes, Andy. Fashion's fashion.
So Kyle comes on stage, but Kyle does not look at Garcelle. And then, Kyle's like, oh, wow, everyone looks gorgeous. Hi, Bose. Hi. He's like, oh, hi, Kyle. So then, Garcelle's like, she's like telling Sutton, like, look, Kyle's not even looking at me at all. She's pissed. So much for what TMZ said. So then they settle in, and hey, everyone, welcome to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Season 14 reunion. I'm Andy Cohen. Tonight, I want to welcome you ladies back to the tropical paradise of St. Lucia. Kyle, I noticed you brought something here, and it was not personality for the 14th year in a row, but you did bring crystals instead. Is that what's going on with that?
Yeah. And she's like, there are crystals, Andy. I had to put them outside of my dressing room so that they could charge. Crystals need to be charged, everybody. I'm like, yeah, and at least 2 people on this cast, Dorit and Erica. We're waiting. We're waiting.
And he's like, okay, and what are these crystals supposed to do? Bring me strength and clarity, and also maybe teach me how to open up the second French door in my room, in my house. But maybe they'll help me like calm down a bit so I don't end up in the hospital like Sutton did last time.
Sorry about my esophagus ankle problem that I had last year. Sorry.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So, Erica, can't believe our ears when we heard your song. At first, we thought we were being attacked by mobs of dogs coming down from mountainsides to rip out our throats, but it turns out it was you in the booth doing vocals again. And it was in a film called Honora. She goes, oh, yeah, I'm a feature on the song in the movie. It won the Palme d'Or, and now it's up for Best Movie. Can you believe it?
She's acting like she did that.
She's like, well, they were having a lot of issues in post-production. I said, drop in, drip. And then they did, and poof. Here we are. Best Picture nominee and future winner. You're welcome, everyone.
First act of that movie was based on my life. Thank you, Pandora. So everyone's like, wow, that is so amazing. So congratulations on Baby Valley, Garcelle. Now, why would you name your baby after an inferior suburb? And I live in the Valley, and I can say that. So I feel like I can say that. Is it true that LVP is in the running for the godmother? And we see a baby, you know, it's called the Valley. And
and apparently Garcelle's like, ha, 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 ha. She wants to be. Ha, 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 ha. So then Andy's like, and is Oliver still working for her? Yes, he is. He was really hoping to get onto that Vanderpump Rules, but you all decided to recast it. Ha, 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 ha. Thanks in advance.
So he's like, wow, oh, Sutton, great to see you. Looks like you're in a perfectly fragile state for tonight. When will you be crying and having a panic attack? Well, thank you, Andy. So far, so good. I'm going to try to keep it together hold on 1 second. The Southwick's closing up. I'm going to have to go to the hospital. Be right back.
Bose is there. She's wearing glitter, sequins, tulle. Bose loves tulle. Bose is not afraid of a tutu outfit. She's like, bring on the tulle. I'll wear any tulle you give me.
I invented tulle. She has like this kind of like wispy piece of tulle right by like her calf. It's kind of like this little part. It's like, I kind of thought Bose was going to have like just the biggest, widest dress in the room, sort of like Chanel Ion style. But she actually was like more just like a normal reunion bigness, except that she had this little sort of like yellow piece of tulle that was kind of like coming off on the side, which I don't know, I thought it was funny. It was like, well, I'll give them a reference to a big dress, but I'll just keep it a normal size dress.
Yeah, and tulle, don't ever forget it. So Andy is talking about intentions. Oh, no, wait, no, let's not forget. Dorit was featured in British Vogue. It was the bankruptcy edition. Congratulations. I went to buy that actually at the newsstand, but they said it was in chapter 11. So if anybody has a copy, I'd love to see it.
It was an absolutely surreal moment, especially when they took the photo of me getting a pie put in my face because I was in a pantone.
You know, my career's been long and varied, Andy. But what put it over the edge was Peter Peen. So thank you, Peter. Thank you.
Peter Peen.
Talk about a pie in the sky moment.
All right, well, does anyone want to set an intention? I have to set an intention. Could someone strike these crystals? They're driving me nuts. I'm getting too much energy from them, and it's making me feel queasy.
And Garcelle's like, well, I hope we can talk things through, work them out, and at the end of the day, we can get a cast photo at this reunion. That would be nice. So please, I implore everyone in this cast, do not walk off the set today, okay? Do not, I repeat, do not, because we will be taking a photo of all of us together. Thank you.
And we know from reports that Garcelle is not in the cast photo this year because she walked off. So this was like one of those White Lotus moments where it's just a hint. You know, it's a hint of things to come. So they talk about how the last 2 years they didn't because Sutton walked off last year. And then the year before, who did walk off the year before? Who left the year before? Probably me. I probably got so frustrated. I was like, I'm out.
Was the year before at the Diana season?
Diana? I don't know.
Diana wasn't there, remember?
Yeah, I don't know.
Diana wasn't there because she was,
You need a new villain?
she was doing something, aka avoiding
accountability. Yeah. So we start with the Dorit segment. Dorit's entire life changed. They talk about the divorce, the Chanel, you know, and Dorit has left the building and a cigarette smoking, table lunging, force to be reckoned with has taken her place. Don't worry, neither one of them pays their bills. Let's look. Let's watch.
And we see montage. We see first we see PK addressing friends and family, being like, I love this girl. It's been her. It's always been her. And furthermore, I want everyone at this party to know that what's behind this curtain is not black mold. It's Boy George. Ladies and gentlemen, Boy George, everyone.
It's not black mold except for what's in the soul, babe. Boy George, ladies and gentlemen. And a
Ladies
boy
and gentlemen.
chained to a radiator.
Dorit, it's always been you, but not just you, ladies and gentlemen. Berlin. It's been Berlin too.
So we see multiple clips of Dorit's season, and Erica is clutching her chest dramatically as she hears that Dorit is going to separate. And then Andy announces that PK is not going to be at the reunion, but he did release a statement, babe. We as a couple have been subject to a lot of speculation about our marriage. We've had our struggles over the past few years and continue to work through them as two people who love Doritos, chips, sour cream and onion, and Fritos as well. We have two amazing children together. Can't remember their names right now. Don't ever call them. Don't ever see them. Who cares, really? One of them kind of has
Bugle
my
and
face.
Frunion. I don't know. I think I named them Bugle and Frunion. Anyway, go on, me.
To safeguard up. Basically, he's like, you know, Dorit's a monster, and she's been a bitch to me, and she's really mean to me and slanderous, and I'm not going to show up to give her the pleasure of slandering me in public.
Well, I think this statement was actually just their joint statement when they separated. We're still in big flashback mode. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a lot of
statements.
Flashbacks.
PK's
it's
done
a lot of
writing.
flashback.
Hey, PK, you know what you should be writing? Checks to people that you owe money to. Okay? Save your writing for a checkbook, sir.
So then we, of course, we're watching like the descent of this relationship, and then Bose shows up in the picture-in-picture, and she's saying, "Oh, it's terrible to see this, is it not?" And he's like, "Terrible! It's absolutely terrible. Gee, I can't stand to look at it. God, and if it powers me to the first seat at the reunion, so be it." So then
Bose is like, "Ooh, ah, ooh."
Okay, so we finally make it.
Just whips out that gigantic water bottle.
We just make a giant hamster bottle. She's like, so then we're back to present. So Andy's like, okay, let's first talk about the cigarette that launched 1,000 memes. Dorit, the viewers love to see you smoking. You know, with me, they just hear me smoking when I talk. With you, they actually got to see it. She's like, well, have you been a smoker for a while? Oh, really? We're really going to go there? We're going to make me out to be some sort of smoker? Well, I would just say I'm a social smoker. Okay, I smoke in Britain and when I have British voice. So that would be, yes, I smoke all the time, yes.
Well, Andy, the French part of me smokes. The Israeli part of me holds back a bit, but the Dutch part of me loves a little poof poof in the morning. You know what I'm saying, Andy? And Son's just like, oh, social smoking. Oh, disgusting.
Well, you know, the Guam part of me, when she gets stressed, I take a little bit of a ciggy, but then the Australian part of me, I do a long, slender Virginia Slim. So it's such a multifaceted experience.
The Puerto Rican part of me smokes a plantain.
You know, when I access my Suriname self, what I do is I take a pine cone and I smoke that instead.
Yeah, she turned into a stress smoker. That's what happened to Andy. Carl's like, can I ask you a question? You never thought you'd be seen? Because Dorit's like, well, I was smoking because I didn't think I'd be seen. And Kyle's like, how can you not be seen? I mean, we have car cameras. So, like, I mean, come on. And she's like, well, Kyle, to be honest with you, I assumed everything was going to be seen, but I just didn't give a flipping fook. All right, you coont. And that's it.
Okay, Kyle, did PK send you a meme about it? Ha! Ha! Ha!
Oh, damn. Garcelle on the
That was a
side.
pretty good one, actually. Andy actually goes that well a few times, and it's great every time. He's like, well,
Okay, well, we got...
I just like that Garcelle's that voice in ba-dum bum chicka chicka. Ba-dum bum. Oh yeah. It's just Garcelle. That's like Garcelle's reunion phase. Whoa. Oh damn.
All right. Well, we got a lot of comments about your decision not to tell your children about the separation. And after Jagger saw or heard your Instagram post, were you regretting your decision to not sit down with him? And she's like, no. I have not regretted my decision. Not for 1 second. seconds. She's like, well, what do they know? Well, they're not asking the questions. So I think that what we're doing is we're living in a state of denial, and that always works out well for children.
Yeah. So Andy is asking about last year. So Sutton explained that while her kids knew that she and Christian were separated, Dorit elected not to tell the kids. So was that hypocritical of you, Sutton? And she's like, well, I think that I learned from my own mistakes. Have we seen Porter? She still looks shell-shocked. So that's proof that I didn't make the right choice.
So Dorit's like, well, what were the consequences if you're going to try to make me seem like I'm doing the wrong thing? She's,
well, it's not so much consequences, just being really honest with your children. That's how I am. So they trust me implicitly. One of my biggest regrets is when I told my son, hey, I'm going to send you to Rolls-Royce camp in Alabama. And he got there and it was actually how to fix a vending machine camp. And, that really hurt things. So honesty is so important with your children.
So, Dorit, do you think that you're going to get back with PK? She's like, oh, well, probably not. It's not my choice. PK doesn't want me. He's just such a hot machine, hot commodity, Andy. It's hard to get him back. Well, are you still in love with him? Of course I am. Who wouldn't be? The man is like a human hairy duvet.
He's my soul. He's my blood. He's my cholesterol. He is my high blood pressure.
PK is my lipids.
He has so many blood panels. He is my pre-diabetes 1, 2, and 3.
I still wake up in the middle of the night hoping that I could take someone to the hospital for arrhythmia or a cardiac event. But when I wake up, it's only me, Andy. Me and my good friend Virginia. Virginia Slim.
Andy's like, well, we asked BK if he wanted to appear today. She's like, I know. All right, well, America doesn't, Dorit, so settle down. And he declined. I know. All right. And he sent a statement. I know. And he loves bugles. I know. And he said he wants some Pringles. I know.
Okay, well, he declined, but he sent us a statement. Guys, let's put up another poster board of a statement from PK, shall we? So now here's his new statement. It's very long, but this is the one where he's like, Dorit has called me a bad father, and that statement is both heartbreaking and false. What I am is a bad dipper. Now, occasionally, I get a chip into the sour cream and onion, and I get it all over the couch. Well, I'm sorry for that. I'm not the most perfect person in the world, but I love my children, whatever their names are, and wherever they may be.
Pop and corn, I don't know.
My children, Mike and Ike, I'm sure, are lovely packaged, very colorful. Everybody loves them.
Those children are the smart children. That's why I call them smarties. They're just a nice big roll of smarties. So anyway, those closest to us know the truth. And many have wanted to speak out, but I have asked them not to because the truth should never need a champion. I refuse to stoke the fire that did not ignite, but I will have some red hots if they're offered. The Dorit I married would never have allowed this, much less caused it, and the woman embodied kindness, integrity, and grace. And I can only hope this Dorit finds her way back to the person she once was, but doubtful. And I also hope that as she's finding her way back, if she could grab me an ice cream sandwich from the freezer, that would be wonderful.
The woman I married was so generous, knowing that I had a wife and children when she married me. And it was lovely. I hope I find that woman again, and not this judgmental bitch that we are seeing now on television. Thank you very much.
I mean, I literally did a Pretty Woman cosplay for her, and she complained.
It was the wrong song, Indy.
It was supposed to be Roxette. It's very important to the Swedish side of me.
Huge mistake. Huge. Big. Huge.
Do you know how long I've been practicing stepping on divots? Every time I do it, I pretend it's Coyle's face.
I'd wish it was Pretty Woman. Jason Alexander could have hit on me and it would have been an upgrade.
So So Dorit's like, PK, he could have been here, and he could have, and I was supportive of it. And I said, I don't want to be in a position where it's only one side being heard. And Andy's like, well, he keeps saying that you've changed. He's referring very pointedly, which is funny because I don't think of pointiness when I think of PK. I think of sort of more like round and soft. But either way, he's referring to it pointedly in the statement to the old version of you versus the new version of you. What's the difference, Dorit?
Well, I'm sorry for contouring. But this is my nose and my chin, and those lines that you see under it every time I lie down are natural, Andy. Thank you very much. We aren't talking about your face, Dorit. We're talking about your personality. My face is my personality. What else do you want me to talk about? The CCs on my chest? Well, fine.
Well, I guess part of your shtick is the clothes and the glam and all that, and you love it, it makes you happy, but maybe was that a point of contention with him? Yes, I mean, at some point, yes, it's but not a driving force, but look, he loves all of this. He loves it when people come up to him and offer him a nutter butter, but sometimes I think he's just jealous of me.
But he always loves getting his picture taken. That's part of the job he's always loved. Now, that happened even before Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We'd go to a mall and children would come up and ask for his picture and say, Santa, why have you cut off your beard?
And he would just look at them and say, listen, kid, I'll tell you the secret. If you go to Hot Dog on a Stick and get me something, which I always thought was very cruel.
It's called quid pro quo.
He was so disappointed when he found out that it was called Squid Games, not Quid Games.
Well, if I haven't changed in 14 years, then something's wrong with me. Who doesn't change? Anybody? And so basically, she's like, did fame change her? Maybe, She goes, well, I don't know if it changed him. I guess it was hard for me to see things in a certain way. Like the first time PK came out in his tighty-whities.
Kyle, do you think fame has changed Dorit? And Kyle's like, I think this season I saw Dorit. I didn't know. I mean, you have to agree with that yourself. Well, does that have to do with fame, Kyle? It's like, did Dorit suddenly become more famous and then therefore change the season? You just use this as a wedge to get in there and complain about Dorit. And so
what changed about Dorit this season? She stood up to you for once, Kyle, and she didn't have your back on every single little thing. And she actually yelled at you once. So that's what changed. And now she's going to pay for it.
Yeah, Kyle's like, it just seems like everything was like different. She seemed angry. She seemed like a lot more aggressive than usual. We just saw, and I don't think it was a very different side. Like, I know her so well. Like, because let me tell you something. Let me just say, I know Dorit so well, and this is a new side of her. I know her so well, but also, like, we're barely even friends, if you remember from last year. So it all makes sense, everything I say.
So can I just say, I've been reading this a lot on the internet, seeing it on the show. Everybody's talking about how much Dorit's changed. Dorit's the same as Dorit's always been. I don't see any change in Dorit.
The same.
Dorit's exactly the same. She is the same. She is the same shallow ass wearing fake ass things, using fake ass money. She said the C word a few times and ripped a cig. That's like the only thing that she did differently. Actually, she was doing the C word thing last year. Dorit hasn't changed.
I hate this take from Kyle, like usual, but I hate this take from Kyle because Kyle is using this against Dorit. When Dorit is going through a life change, we joke about PK, but Dorit is going through a divorce and it sounds like it's a bad divorce, and Kyle is acting like it's so shocking that Dorit is making a change, that Dorit may be more chippy than usual, maybe more angry than usual, when Kyle went through a change all of last season and she was asking for people to hold space for her, to be open to her, to understand that she was changing, and then that's okay. And yet when it comes to Dorit, suddenly Kyle has a real issue with it, and this just speaks to Kyle's overall hypocrisy in general. And it also it makes me also furious that she says, I know Dorit so well, and I can see this is a different side from her. When last year, she literally was on this reunion saying that her friendship with Dorit is overblown and they've only hung out 2 times outside the show. So she can't have it both ways. And she's being a dick, and she's allowed to have a moment of change, but then Dorit isn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So, Dorit talked about PK's temper, even went as far to call him the monster. Well, to be fair, the first time I ever heard that about PK was at a public swimming pool. So it's not like I came up with it or anything. And also, Snoopaloop777 on Twitter says, and then Sutton just goes, Snoopaloop.
Snoopaloop. I don't even understand.
Sutton's just disgusted that someone would be named Snoopaloop. So they said, Kyle saying she's never seen that side of PK, so maybe Dorit's just exaggerating to manipulate her side of the story. Feels like someone undermining domestic abuse victims. Snoopaloop777, don't know ya, but may I present you with a ding, ding, ding.
Mm-hmm. So Dorit's like, definitely one of the things that hurt me the most, Kyle, watching that. You're supposed to know my way better than you know him, but know me but way better than you know him, because you only have a relationship where you have memes and jokes, remember? And Kyle's like, and Garcelle nods like, that was a good one, Dorit.
Wow, maybe Dorit has changed, because that was decent. Chicka chicka.
I mean, you certainly don't know him as well, so you not having seen that wouldn't have been usual. And Kyle's like, okay, so let me try this one. I think like I was coming from a place that he wasn't here to defend himself, and like you hear something like this, and he's like an alcoholic and he's bad, and now I'm hearing a monster. And I'm just thinking like it's just like not fair to go after someone who's not here to defend themselves. Like, my sisters for 14 years in various states of argument, etc.
Or your own husband who you came on last year and completely dragged through the mud and suggested that he was cheating on you, but never told us who, and never told him that you said that on camera. And all the other shit that you said about your husband, you don't even see me standing up for your husband. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, I just think it's very selective when Kyle decides to be virtuous about these sort of things.
Yeah.
PK deserves. Listen, he's not here to defend himself, and you still want to say that you're a girl's girl when your girlfriend is like, I'm going through a divorce and he's awful to me, and like, can you imagine? She's like, yeah, well, he's not here to defend himself, so I'm just gonna like doubt what you say instead. I mean, and then you want to say you're a girl's girl? Really?
Yeah. So then Dorit's like, well, I didn't say he was an alcoholic. He was open about it. He was open. And she goes, but you said it on camera. Yeah, but so did you about your husband. Who's standing up for him? Yes, and he said it before that, but not on camera. He said it publicly. Oh, he said he stopped drinking, right? He didn't use the word alcoholic on camera. That was the first time I heard it. When you said it, you betrayed PK.
Kyle Richards getting mad that certain things were revealed on camera, and then later in the episode is going to say, what else do you want from me? Okay, I'm being as open as possible. While she's championing keeping things off camera right here.
So then Sutton's like, well, to me, it looked like you were throwing your husband under the bus. Do you know how dangerous that is for the bus?
There's not a lot of clearance under that chassis. So
there could be children on that bus. It was right out of the gate, and you just kept repeating it over and over. Let me just say right now, poor PK. And also, PK's poor. Okay, both of those things. Poor K. Can we just call him that? I'm going to call him that. Poor K. It's Spanish as well. It means what? But, just go with it.
I fully am on Dorit's side about this. I think that it sounds like PK is a monster behind the scenes, but she did come onto the season and we joked about it quite a bit. She came onto the season like, oh, what a lovely time off. PK is a severe alcoholic. Anyway, could someone please pass that lovely canapé? Is this a pig in the blanket, or is it a PK is a severe alcoholic in a blanket? What's it called again?
I'm sorry, you've been to AA. Good for you. Do you know of something called Severe Alcoholic Anonymous?
Oh, Sutton, did you paint your house? Is this a shade of PK as a severe alcoholic, or is it more of a cream?
And Dorit's like, well, it looked that way, I suppose. But, when you said that in your confessional, we were talking about my issues in our marriage and the separation, and you diminished it. Like, ooh, maybe she's taking the opportunity to paint him in a big light.
Well, where I was in that moment, because I felt like you were like exaggerating a lot of things about me. So when I saw those comments about PK, I thought like, well, maybe she's exaggerating that too. I don't know.
What did I exaggerate?
I think we're gonna get to that.
No, I'm just curious. What did I exaggerate?
Well, when you acted so upset at Sutton's, you didn't even know I had sent PK a text yet.
But I wasn't talking about the text. I was upset with you for other things.
Yeah, but also
Yeah.
I sent you a text that was never acknowledged. And she's like,
Coyle, you sent PK a text first. Okay, you only sent me a text because Erica told you to send it.
and then Kyle's like, show the scene, roll the tape. And they do.
Show the
and
scene
it proves,
of me organically sending a text message to Dorit.
and it shows that Dorit is telling the truth and that Kyle only sent that text because Erica told her to.
Yeah, Erica, because this is new footage. It's unseen. And Erica's like,
So I just jumped off FaceTime with Dorit and I asked her, has anybody reached out to you? And she said no.
and Kyle goes, okay, all right, okay, I'm sending it then. Okay, because like I wrote a text last night and I'm like, you know what, don't do, I don't like that. I'm going to send my text because like I don't like that no one's reached out to her. So I like that Kyle had I don't think she even had drafted a text, by the way. I
No,
think
she's a liar. She's just saying she drafted it so that she could use it right now and say, I wrote it the night before. I just didn't send it. As if that would matter
Who does
anyway.
that? I'm going to draft this text, but I'm going to write a text that says, hey, I'm sorry you're going through such a shitty time. I love you. If there's anything you need, just let me know. Let me sit on that for a moment. You know, that might be too inflammatory.
Maybe there's a better time to send this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kyle, typical. So she's like, we weren't even speaking, but I still sent the text because I actually cared about you. And I felt bad that you guys were separated, but you chose to see the worst. She goes,
Coyle, you keep missing the whole text message thing. It's about you justifying the text message thing. Do you understand?
By the way, okay, Garcelle, did you reach out to Dorit? And Garcelle's like, no, I didn't. And I know why I didn't, because she's a fucking bitch. I don't like her.
I hate the bitch.
Bow, bow. So then Kyle was like, nobody else did. Okay, instead of saying none of these women did, Kyle did. Okay, the whole season. You never mentioned him that, like, it was me. I reached out to you after you told Erica that no one had reached out to you. And then I said that I had drafted something, and then I really hadn't. So I texted you something. Okay, so no, I don't want you to say that at all.
Coyle, we were talking about the fact that you sent him a text before me, Coyle. And then he's like, okay, let's move on. Oh, God. Okay, how long has PK been sober now?
And she's like,
I'm sorry, Andy. Things are trying to escape out of my mouth here.
Are we talking in American months or British months? Because the answer
it's 6 months later over there. You understand?
spelled later LATRE.
So
Not to be theatrical.
I would like to center RE this discussion on me right now, but well,
And that's moi over there. Oh, I'm sorry. That's me at home.
well, it's not a topic that we discuss, as I've discovered very recently. ... Okay.
I just can't answer that.
So Erica, this is a setup here. I'm telling you. She whispers to Bose,
Is he not sober?
okay, Erica, you know, because you are friends with Dorit, you know that Dorit, of course, has told Erica, like,
Ooh, PK has fallen off the wagon, which was too bad because he tried so hard to get onto that Reese's Pieces truck, but now he's off of it.
and
To be honest, he's never stayed on a wagon his entire life. They just don't sit well with him. There are pictures of PK as a tiny child in a little red wagon, one leg in, body out, blobbed on the ground, crying.
Although he does love Wagamama, but it's not quite Wagon Mama.
so basically, Erica knows. In my opinion, Erica knows that PK has fallen off the wagon. So for her to whisper loudly in a stage voice, which was not unlike the stage voice Sutton used at that party in Oceanside at the dinner, for Erica to say,
Is he not sober?
I mean, that's
she's using Erica to bring it onto TV. Because I wouldn't have made that leap Dorit from how they were talking. Would you? I wouldn't have made that leap. I just thought she was I'm not going to talk about it because he told me not to talk about it.
I made the leap because Dorit had a very affected oh, is he sober? Well, I don't talk about that until very recently. It's yes, okay. So this is her way of blinking twice, like the officer, are you in trouble, ma'am? Blink, blink, blink. This was her way of signaling. And so Erica was like, for those who didn't pick up on it, I will say it because I don't care if PK gets mad at me. So she says it. Right. That's my theory.
Yeah. So Andy's like, so he's drinking again? You don't want to say that? She's like, well, I have no idea. His exact words are burp. It's something I'm choosing not to discuss. Then he falls down. Then he gets back up. Then he coughs and a blue cheese stuffed olive comes out. And he says, I will not discuss this with you. And then he burps again and goes to sleep on a stack of hay. What am I to make of it?
I don't know. What his drinking is between him and the feather that he's puffing up from his mouth while he snores.
So Dorit is like,
and he's like, well, do you have any concerns? Big. Well, in fact, in that moment, Andy, the way you're making me feel in this moment, I don't think I can have a relationship with you, even a friendship. And that was less than a week ago. And I stand by it, Andy. That's what I said to him.
Hey, wait a minute. Is that my living room table?
And we look at the set, and it is, in fact, Erica's living room table. Someone posted that on Reddit a few weeks ago, and I mentioned it on the show, thinking it was a different reunion that Erica just... I just thought Erica went to a reunion and was like,
can I have that coffee table? I'm poor.
And they gave it to her. So I rescind that. I was mistaken.
Well, it could have been. So Erica's like, sorry, that's just the way my mind works. When I want to get my friend out of trouble, I'll throw a distraction. Andy's like, okay, great. Sutton, you have a lot of opinions about PK and Dorit's finances. If they divorce, what do you think forensic accountants will find? She's like, oh, well, I don't know. Those forensic accountants will get you. I'm assuming you have money in the first place, which she doesn't. But, if you did, they'll get you.
Now, Andy, everyone knows that I have used forensic accountants, but I've never used forensic accountants, which is what they use. So I'm not sure if it really works the same way for Dorit and Porky, but we'll see. We'll see.
Are you worried about her? Yes, I am. Oh, really? Gee, you have to actually care about someone, have compassion, for someone to actually be worried about them.
And that's not true. I'm worried about people I don't care about all the time. Aren't you?
All the time.
I'm worried about Teddy. I never even liked her on this show. I'm genuinely worried about Teddy. I've been worried about people. I got worried at a lady in the grocery store the other day that had lettuce, apples, and a 12-pack of Snickers bars. And I was like, that poor lady thinking that she has to buy the healthy stuff as well. Just get the Snickers, lady. I almost wanted to pull her to the side and say, don't doubt yourself. Thank you.
Worrying is my greatest hobby. Yeah. Worrying is my greatest hobby. You know what I am? I'm a worry wart. Okay. And I am a full-fledged worry wart. And you can worry. I agree. You can worry without caring about the person. So Sun has a very political response where she goes, not political, politician's response. She goes, I just worry for all women, I think. Thank you, Sutton. Yeah. Thank you, Sutton, for being concerned.
A woman who doesn't belittle other women, as Erica once said. I'd just like to get that onto the record. Thank you. Thank you, Andy.
I'm a champion for women.
So she's like, how could you worry about me? You don't care about me. And she says she worries for all women. And Sutton's like, it's true. I mean, now, whose name is on the mortgage? I worry about that. Do you know that? And Dorit's like, well, do you really think I'm going to sit here and answer any questions that you're asking me? I'm talking about supporting women. I'm talking about you having compassion for women. It's not about whose name is on the mortgage. Her name is not on the mortgage. The mortgage is an LLC. And I think
Dorit, Little Debbie.
I think Dorit has 5% of that or something. That's what I read on Reddit, which I believe everything. I believe everything I read on there.
Yeah. So Sutton
Little Debbie's on the mortgage. I'm sorry, I just heard that.
I was waiting for you to. I was like, wow, I can't believe Ronnie didn't react to me.
I was going off about some nonsense. I'm sorry.
I was like, it's fine. It's fine.
Wait till Big Debbie hears.
that the mortgage has not been paid.
I'll have you know, our house is in the name of Little Debbie, and she is a financial wizard, according to what PK says.
So, Sutton's like, well, you should know whose name is on the mortgage. And she's like, well, you said you're worried. Well, you have to like someone to worry. And she goes, well, you know what surprised me when I got divorced? That I had 2 baseball teams. Okay, that surprised me. I didn't know. I had no idea.
I love that flex. She's like, you know, it'll be so fun when I found out that I had 2 baseball teams, and Dorit is going to find out that she just has a bag of Bazooka Joe gum.
She's going to find out that PK ate 2 baseball cards. You know, you got to look into that. And so Andy goes, well, yeah, but that's a nice surprise. Just, well, yeah, I mean, it was a nice surprise, you know, but it was a surprise. And communication in a marriage is so important, Andy. It just really, really is.
And Andy's like, so is the house under foreclosure?
No.
No. PK says it's actually in the freezer because Sarah Lee is apparently she's overseeing it.
It's in shrink wrapping closure, which is where you have to put Little Debbie's or they go bad. You get mice all over the house. So Andy's like, well, there's reports that your house is in foreclosure. She goes, no, there were reports that it was in pre-foreclosure. Now, that's a totally different thing. You know, PK told me that the mortgage rates magically changed, and so he had to get on the phone with the guy, and the guy wouldn't call him back. So he said, I'm not paying until the guy calls me back, as you do with mortgages. Doesn't everyone agree? Who here doesn't hear from their mortgage person once a day at least? Call me back.
I think we all believe that when you are sent a bill, you don't pay it until someone calls you up on the phone and says, hey, where's my money? That's just the way you do it.
And Bose goes, that's how you lose a house. Shut up, Jewel. You're supposed to be on my side. Now, he resolved it. Oh, sorry.
It's okay because PK says we have plenty of money in a Swiss bank, specifically a bank called Swiss Rolls. Either way, Little Debbie's on top of it.
To prove it, he pulled out a sack of gold coins. He unwrapped one and ate the chocolate inside of it. And I believed every word.
So he resolved it. They ended up calling, and that's what he said. He said they were some sort of collection agency, and of course, when someone calls to collect, you give them something. So it's all fine. I don't see what the problem is.
I'm a collection agency as well, Andy. I've got a lot of CCs up there. A lot of CCs. Lots of them, Andy. Collection girl to collection girl. They let us off, Andy, because they called back. I was like, oh, okay. Makes total sense.
Everything's fine. They just called and we paid.
So she talks about how hard it is, and her heart's so broken. It's broken in 1,000,000 pieces, Andy. 1,000,000 pieces. 1,000,000 pussies? No, don't be disgusting. 1,000,000 pussies.
So Sutton's like, they take a break, and Sutton's like, by the way, Garcelle, when things get bad, I'm just going to look over here and just give me some happiness and some joy. And she like places her palm on Garcelle's hand, and Garcelle's like, well, I can't touch you because I'm just going to get stuck on you. You can touch me, but I can't touch you. She's like,
hey, sorry I'm not paying attention to any of this, but I just came up with an idea for a Lady Gaga cover. I'm a 1,000,000 pussies. I'm a 1,000,000 pussies. I'm a 1,000,000 pussies. Pandora, bitch.
PK has a song, but it goes, 1,000,000 nutty butties, 1,000,000 nutty buddies. Apparently that's a Little Debbie's specialty, which I didn't understand about until I went to check in on our mortgage.
Okay, so Dorit's a victim and never lies about anything. So we've got that covered. I wish they had like a montage of Dorit and PK just being full of shit over the years and all their fake businesses and all the times that they're bankrupt and all the times that they claim to be robbed and all the times, all of this shit. We really need that. Editors, where are you? Okay? Stop building up Dorit. If you're going to rip everybody down, rip them all together evenly.
Yeah, I'm okay with not ripping down Dorit because right now Dorit's doing a good job of coming for Kyle. So like, I'm gonna give Dorit a little. I'm gonna let her have a. I'm gonna prop her up a little bit.
Okay, that's fair.
Next season.
That's fair. Yeah. But I really do want them to at least show that scene when they were grilling PK and Dorit in the confessional about the finances and all the rumors about the fraud and all the other stuff that they've been accused of over the years. And they kept trying to distract the cameraman so that they wouldn't use the footage. And he kept being like, "Oh, that's all bullshit. None of that happened." Dorit's like, "Yes, it's bullshit." And then she would pick up a big, loud potato chips thing and start rustling it and then eating the potato chips so that they couldn't use the footage. And then they ended up using the footage anyway. I mean, come on, man. You've got so much gold on Dorit.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's still that video of the woman confronting her at that hotel, by the pool.
Oh, yes. Like, why haven't you paid my friend for Beverly Booch?
So we're back with the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion, and this year we met new housewife Bose, a high-powered executive who quickly went up the corporate ladder even faster in a relationship with Keely. But some people here thought she should add one more credit to her uber impressive resume. Get it? Uber. Dorit's spokesperson. Let's take a look.
So we see a montage of Bose this season, and it's a whole big montage, and it's very exciting.
And just to keep it fair, Bose's personal storyline is boring too. Everyone's personal storyline on the show is pretty boring. Let's say Bose is
except for Dorit's.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. I mean,
because she's going through something saucy, right?
Yeah,
but Bose is just. Bose's storyline is boring too. Yeah.
But Bose really excelled in the group scenes, I think, and with the other ladies as well. Just like
and that's okay.
And that's okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm just pointing it out because it becomes a big deal later on who's boring and who's not. And I'm just here to say you're all pretty fucking boring until you're together, and then you're magic. So what can I say?
Yeah.
Will Bose, you strike me as someone who does their homework. Did you watch the show beforehand?
She's like, yes, I did. I watched the show beforehand on a TV that I built myself.
He's like, okay, well, what's the difference between watching the show and being on it?
Well, there's a big difference. Watching it, you're like, I hate these bitches. But then being on it, you're like, I hate these bitches, but in person.
I used to watch it in a bathrobe on my couch, and now I watch it wearing tulle in the actual scenes. And it's pretty amazing, Annie. Pretty amazing. But basically, she says that she thought a lot of stuff is exaggerated on the show, especially the relationships and how they fight and how offended they get at each other and how close they are. But it turns out they're very real. And you spend a lot of time together when you're shooting and it gets intense. And then we talk about her losing her Malibu house in the fire, which is crazy and so sad.
Yeah, really sad.
She talks about,
Keely.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I thought you were moving on to Keely. Sorry, go.
Oh, no. I was just going to say she talked about how that was the first thing that she really bought herself. And she came from nothing. And so to earn that was, a huge deal to her. So to lose it was, not great. So
yeah,
that's pretty bad. I have nothing to make fun of there.
That was really sad. And then she talks about they move on to Keely, and she says they're doing great. And he's like, "So what sort of response have you got to your relationship?" Well, it's been a mixed bag. Some people think there's a bunch of red flags, and some people think it's great, and some people question the fact that at that time we hadn't said I love each other to each other. I'm like, I don't think anyone said it's great. I don't mind Keely, but I also feel like, this is red flags literally all over it.
Yeah, I mean, I felt that way watching it too. It could have just been because they're on TV for the first time and it's this, they're trying to be like, okay, let's have a romantic scene. And I guess that could be awkward, especially for the person not really cast on the show like him. But whatever. I mean, it was boring. And it reminded me of Dr. Simone on the Married to Medicine reunion because she's talking about somebody on Married to Medicine saying they wanted to have kids. and Simone's like, Andy, you do not have children when you're 50. You're 50 and then you're 80 when they're getting married or whatever. Who wants that? And Andy, who did that recently, he was older than 50, I think, is like, God damn. But
Every now and then he gets hit by shrapnel on this stuff.
It's so funny. It was so funny. But I mean, that's kind of how I feel about it, just because I am almost 50 and I just think for myself, well, I've never wanted kids, so that's never been my instinct. But my instinct is, because I have friends who are around my age having kids or getting ready to have kids. And I'm like, oh my God, like, aren't you tired?
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. Like, how are you going to do it? That was my feeling on the storyline. But, more power to you. Go for it if you want it.
Yeah, obviously, definitely.
Congratulations, you've reached the end of part 1 of a 2-part recap. For part 2, go look for the recap that says part 2. See you over there, suckers.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Our way is the Amber way.
It's the Foster and the Furious. It's Amanda Foster.
It's always automatic with Ashley Auto.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Put your hands together for Carly Clapp.
Catherine DiBernardo has our hardo.
Get on the right foot with Chrissy Offutt. Dana C. Dana Do.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Etchels.
We never miss her call, it's Diane Call.
Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas.
Hava Nagila Weber.
You'll never hide from Heidi Eleanor Jones.
I go, you go, we all go for Hugo.
Jamie, she has no last namey.
We could all learn from Jennifer Kearns.
She's our kind of mess, it's Jennifer Messer.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
Knock, knock, knocking on Katie Mannock's door.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Get a bee in your bonnet with Lacey B.
Bringing the funk, it's Leslie Plunkett.
She gets an A from us, it's Lindsay D. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Fresh as a daisy, it's Maisie McHenry. We love her on the rocks, it's Melissa Cox. Megan Berg, you can't have a burger without the Berg.
This is Livin' with Michelle Vivian.
I love ya, Olivia Williamson. Tastier than Flanderson, it's Rachel Manderson.
She sure is swell. It's Raquel.
Yes, we canna, it's Savannah.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman.
Let's share with Sharon Eldridge.
The Bay Area Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors. She's VVIP, it's Amanda V. Can't lose when you're with Amy Baldwin.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides. Let's go into the woods with Guy Tubbs.
Who, what, why, where, and Gwen Pentland.
It's our queen, it's Queen Laifah.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh. She's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo.
She gets an A, it's Kelly B.
We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
We're ride or die for Lisa Ryder Barron.
She's a whiz, it's Liz Sarthy.
Always killing it, it's Lola Alkalani.
The incredible edible Matthews sisters. She eases our woes, it's Melissa St. Rose.
We're on the floor with Molly Dorset.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
There's a chance of meatballs. It's Rebecca Cloud.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
It's always a good time when you're wasting time with Bravo.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Couture. We love you guys.